Hey guys, I hope you're well. In the last video, I noticed that some ham radio operators that watch some of my stuff, they left a comment, and that's nice to see that some hams will watch a John Deere video. The yield landfills changed lately with the acquisition of that John Deere 318. So Kyle asked, how much did that cost? And you know what old Blozo said? Blozo always recommends honesty, but in this case, Blozo said, yeah, it's crazy, Kyle. Someone dropped it off in the driveway, man. I wanted to talk about a handful of things with that tractor. I made some improvements to it, especially with the front plow blade. But I've got too many items to talk about in one video. So what I want to talk about in this video is how I installed a rear hydraulic lockout valve on the rear cylinder. And that's a cylinder that's used to control the height of the three-point hitch and the deck, the mowing deck. So by locking it out, by installing a valve on a hydraulic line, it greatly increases the speed of the blade when angling it left and right, especially left on my machine. I'll demonstrate in a minute, maybe in this video or the next. Anyway, you can buy hydraulic lockout valve kits for $50 or $60, but then unless you're an Amazon Prime member, you're going to have to pay for shipping and that type of thing, and you're going to have to wait for it to come. Although, again, with Amazon Prime, it'll probably be there the next day. Let me find a pointer. So my sister's a retired nurse. Before she retired, on the last day of the year, in 1999, at their New Year's gathering, she gifted everybody with this red pencil, and it said, "Shall 2020 sparkle?" 2020 didn't exactly sparkle. It was a fucking nightmare. And so Nancy wanted this pencil the hell out of her house, and she begged me to take it, and I did. So I wanted to talk about, finally, onto the content. I went to Menards and looked at their selection of brass fittings, and they're all of this thread size, 1/8 inch NPT, National Pipe Thread. They had a nice needle valve, but the problem was it had the correct threaded fitting on one side, but on the other it was 1/4 inch compression, which made it almost perfect for the job. And so what I bought it, and I bought a handful of other fittings. And so what I decided to do was drill out a little bit, a 1/8 inch NPT street L, a 45-degree L, and I filed down the threads a little bit until this would slip over there, and I eyeballed my setup to figure out what angle I wanted it at, and took a guess, an educated guess. Well, I took a lucky guess because it worked out fine. But I used ordinary plumbing silver solder. And my blowtorch, I used a MAP gas, but propane would work fine. The parts are pretty small. And that silver solder, you use propane when using it. So, one thing, since I've got the this sheet showing. When I got it all done and I closed this valve, it almost locked out the rear cylinder, but I could tell there was leakage past the valve. And what I found out, you'll see in the next sheet the fitting I'm talking about, but this needle was bumping into the fitting. And what I ended up doing is just touching that needle to my grinder. I removed about a 1/16 of an inch, and then I just filed it pointy again, and that was good, although it doesn't need to be pointy. I'm going to pause you and flip pages. Hang on. Okay, this is the rear cylinder, the rear hydraulic cylinder. This is the shaft. This is the threaded hole for the fittings, for the fitting. And in the original setup, see this fitting down here? It is 1/8 inch NPT to a 3/8 inch flare. It's a hard to find fitting. In the original setup, that was screwed into the cylinder, and this flare was pointing down, straight down on mine. So this is the fitting that ended up getting soldered to that. Okay, is that true? Yes, that's true. That's the fitting that got soldered to that. And the needle sticks out right here, and you can either touch a drill bit in here to make clearance, or you can grind the needle down a little bit like I did. This valve was only like $5, and these fittings are $1 or $2 a piece. One moment, I gotta kill the furnace. Okay, where was I? The needle stuck out here. You can either touch that with a drill bit to make clearance or grind that down. What I did, I screwed this for 45-degree street L. I Teflon taped it, screwed it into the cylinder. Then I took my valve with this soldered to it already, put Teflon tape on this, screwed it into there. That gave me a 1/4-8 inch NPT thread pointing straight down. I used a 45-degree female to female L and screwed the original adapter into that, which resulted in that pointing downward again. And this will all make more sense when we go outside and look at the tractor, okay? So that's the setup, though. You'll need to buy what? You'll need to buy the valve, a 45-degree street L, a 90-degree street L, a 45-degree female to female L, and that's it. 1, 2, 3 little brass fittings and a $5 valve. I think in this whole job I've got like $12 tied up into it, which is better than 50 or 60, but you got to do a little home brewing, man. So, bill of materials. Hopefully my battery won't die at the end of this video, but it's plugged in right now, this Galaxy S6, which is at its EOL point. So I'm going to pause you, unplug this, we'll take it out, and we'll look at the tractor. And pretty boy here is going to no doubt follow us. He gets all worked up. He hates my John Deere. He won't be resting peacefully for long. One moment. Ready for some fun, Blitzy? Want to go outside? Let's go outside. Let's go outside, Blitzy. Watch this, man. Hang on. No, he won't get pissed off till I get on it. Give it a little throttle, give it a little choke, give it a little turn of the key. Yeah, watch him get pissed off in a minute. What you deal, boy? Check out the rock block, man. It's 90 pounds, right? I was gonna make a new block, the full width of those arms, and a little taller. I did the math, and it would have been 170 pounds. By stealing a few of Kyle's weights, that's 250 pounds right there between those weights and the rock block. Now I'm gonna pull those weights off. Hang on. Check it out, man. You want to see me take the rock block off? Watch this. First I take off that link on top, and then I just let it rotate around. Watch. That's it. Let me drop you down. Drop this down. Take these nuts off. These washers, I've glued O-rings to the bottom so they can't get overly tight. They'll always stay finger loose. Wire it up. Lift it up. One moment. A stick I made for moving the rock block. Let me install it. Hang on. You've heard of the movie School of Rock. This is the block of rock. Why? It's full of bricks and rocks, topped off with concrete. Let me reposition things. Hang on. Blitzy's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. When I kneel down, he gets all excited and wants to check out what's going on. He wants to snuggle up to Dad. Okay. Oh, Blitzy. Hang on, guys. Man, this guy's going crazy on me, man. He won't let me make my movie. Hang on, Blitzy. Oh, please, hang on. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, Jesus. Hang on. Boy, this is tricky to get in there with my hand. Here is the rear cylinder. This is the fitting, that 45-degree street L. I screwed into that. Here is the valve. Here is the fitting, that 90-degree street L that I silver soldered on. Okay? I silver soldered this fitting onto this needle valve. When you do that, you just need to unscrew that packing nut and unscrew the needle so you don't damage it. But you can kind of hopefully see how I've situated things. Sorry about bumping around. I'm kneeling down back here. So, that screws in just like that paper showed. And you can see how this is the original adapter that adapts from an 1/8" NPT to 3/8 flare. And you can see how that's pointed downward, hopefully. Maybe if I come back here and zoom in, I'll get a better view for you. And so, yeah, that's how it's situated. And with this setup, let me zoom back out. With that setup, that hose fitting just naturally fell right into place, putting no stress on it at all. And here's a further back view. The 3-point Nice big opening, easy to reach through. And when I close the valve, I don't go crazy. I snuggie it down by hand. Hang on. Okay, man, almost done here. I'll demonstrate. Hang on. Okay, with that lockout valve open, you'll notice that with the blade fully right, when I go to make it go left, it'll go slow and then bam. With the valve closed, with that hydraulic lockout valve, it doesn't do that. Now it's not at full speed, but it doesn't matter. It wouldn't be much faster. Watch, I'll go fully right and then fully left. Okay, I'll go open that needle valve 4 or 5 turns. Hang on. And one thing to note before I do that, with that valve closed, that 3-point doesn't move at all. When you angle that blade back and forth, that stays put because that cylinder is eliminated. Hang on. Okay, that needle valve's open 5 turns. Watch it not do it now. Let me go fully right and then fully left, and watch it change speeds. Slow. Look at how slow, and then bam. Isn't that odd? Watch. This was a stock setup, by the way. Yeah, right? And so that's all that Blitzy and I wanted to show you in this video, because I babble and they run long. And I've got a few more things to show you. That'll be in the next video. And then after that video, the Heath Kit restorations. From Blitzy, the Block of Rock, Uncle Jed, and Fred 73.